Okay. 1, 2, 3. Push through those legs. Come on, push, 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 push. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Push through those legs. Come on, do it. Push those legs.
Y'all know I've come to terms that I don't know who gave me AIDS or HIV, right? So today I got a message about an interview that I should watch. And this interview happened to include a celebrity man this man has been with me and everybody else doing the same thing with everybody else. And
Reports claim that he gave you chlamydia?
Yes, he was my only sexual partner, and I was a virgin, so who could have given it to me? A ghost?
Yeah.
And I literally told him that, too. I was like, so who gave it to me? A ghost? At the beginning, I had denied that he gave it to me to him because I was so afraid of how he reacted every time before that when I would bring up STDs.
These dudes is running around undetectable, G.
Come on.
In the game.
Man.
Because I could tell you 20 right now that I could rattle off names, and wouldn't nobody be able to sue me.
Before we begin, I want to ask you for one small favor. If stories like this matter to you, stories about power, pain, silence, survival, and people finally finding the courage to speak, then please support this video by liking it, sharing it, and staying until the end. Because sometimes one story can open many eyes. Now imagine this. A person is living their life chasing dreams, trying to survive, trying to be seen. Then slowly their body starts changing. They feel weak. They lose weight. They visit doctors. They hear different answers, but nothing feels right. Days turn into months. Pain turns into fear. And then one day they hear words that change everything. You have HIV. For many people, that sentence is not just medical news. It feels like the floor disappears. And this is where the story of Gina begins. Gina, a Brooklyn-based Instagram model, came forward publicly and shared that she had been diagnosed with HIV/AIDS. She said her health had reached a terrifying point. She spoke about weakness, weight loss, hospital visits, and being misdiagnosed before finally learning the truth. At her lowest, according to her own account, she was fighting for her life. But the medical part of this story was only one layer. The deeper question was, how did this happen? Gina said she did not know for sure who transmitted the virus to her. Later, she hinted that she had suspicions about a celebrity man she had been involved with, but she also made it clear that she did not want to publicly name someone without solid proof. And that is important, because in stories like this, the internet often runs faster than the truth. People hear one detail, connect it to another detail, add a rumor, mix in old interviews, and suddenly a name becomes a headline. But suspicion is not proof. Rumor is not evidence. And a serious accusation should never be treated like entertainment only. Still, Gina's pain made people pay attention. She described feeling betrayed, confused, and haunted by the possibility that someone may have known more than they admitted. She talked about how difficult it was to live with questions that may never be answered. And that may be the most painful part. Sometimes the wound is not only what happened. Sometimes the wound is never knowing exactly who caused it. As Gina's story spread online, different celebrity names entered the conversation. Some people pointed to Diplo after another woman claimed she had seen private material involving Gina and him. Others began dragging Diddy's name into the discussion because of ongoing allegations, lawsuits, and stories surrounding so-called freak-off parties. Again, these are allegations and online claims, not confirmed facts. But the reason people reacted so strongly is because the larger conversation was already full of disturbing accusations: power, sex, control, vulnerable people, and unsafe situations. When people hear that someone young, struggling, or desperate may have been pulled into a powerful circle, it raises a serious question. What happens when fame has no accountability? Because fame can open doors, but it can also close mouths. A rich and powerful person can walk into a room and make people feel small. They can make danger look like opportunity. They can make pressure feel like a choice. And when money, status, and fear enter the room, many people do not feel free to say no. That is why Gena's story hit so hard. It was not only about one diagnosis. It became a symbol of something bigger, how vulnerable people can be used, ignored, and then left to carry the damage alone. Then came more noise around Diddy. People online connected Gena's story to other accusations involving him, including claims from lawsuits and public conversations about parties, coercion, and sexually transmitted infections. Katt Williams' comments also returned to the spotlight, especially after he spoke about refusing huge offers and protecting his integrity. Many people interpreted his words as a warning about the darker side of the entertainment industry. But let's slow down. The easy version of this story is to say, this celebrity did this, or that celebrity did that. The better version is to ask, why do these stories keep happening? Why do so many people say they were afraid to speak? Why do victims often feel powerless? Why do powerful people sometimes seem protected until too many voices become impossible to ignore? That is the real heart of this story. Gena's experience reminds us that health is not a joke, trust is not a joke, consent is not a joke, and someone's body should never become collateral damage in another person's lifestyle. For a child to understand it, think of it like this. If someone has a dangerous secret that can hurt another person, they have a responsibility to tell the truth. If they hide it and another person gets hurt, that is not just careless, that is cruel. And when someone is already weak, homeless, afraid, or trying to survive, using them is even worse. That is why people are angry. Not because of gossip alone, but because behind every viral headline, there may be a real person lying in a hospital bed, wondering how their life changed so quickly. Gena did not just lose weight, she lost peace. She did not just face illness, she faced uncertainty. She did not just ask, how do I heal? She had to ask, who did this to me? And that question can break a person. This story also teaches something very important. Never ignore your health. Get tested. Ask questions. Protect yourself. Do not let anyone pressure you into unsafe intimacy by saying, trust me, I'm clean, or I get tested all the time. Real trust does not ask you to risk your life. Real care protects you. And if someone gets angry when you ask for safety, that is not love. That is a red flag. As for the celebrities mentioned, the truth must be handled carefully. Allegations should be investigated. Victims should be heard. Evidence should matter. And nobody should be declared guilty by gossip alone. But one thing is clear. The entertainment industry has a long history of hiding ugly things behind bright lights. Red carpets can cover dark floors. Smiles can hide fear. And sometimes the loudest parties leave the quietest scars. So where does that leave us? It leaves us with Gena, a woman who survived something terrifying and still found the strength to speak. It leaves us with viewers, who must learn to listen without turning someone's trauma into a circus. And it leaves us with a reminder, power without accountability is dangerous. In the end, this is not just a celebrity story. It is a human story. It is about a woman fighting for her life. It is about rumors that may or may not be true. It is about powerful people being questioned. And it is about the importance of truth, protection, and responsibility. So before you judge, remember this. Behind the headlines is a person. Behind the drama is pain. Behind the viral clips is a life that will never be the same. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think people in power are protected for too long? Do you think victims are finally being heard? And what should happen when serious health-related accusations enter the public conversation? Share your thoughts in the comments, but keep it respectful, because this is not just tea. This is someone's life. And if this story made you think, Please like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear the message. Protect your body, protect your peace, and never let anyone's fame make you ignore your own safety.